Can I hear myself? Hey, can you hear me?
I was like, I saw your lips move.
Yeah.
But I'm not hearing anything.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to your Weird Uncle's favorite podcast, SEC Unleashed. Appreciate everybody joining us. I'm Travis Ford, a.k.a. Dank Broyles, here with my good buddy Timmy. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Hey, what's up? Man, I'm feeling good. My team did what it was supposed to do last week, so I know we talked like, oh, we've got to stay unbiased when we talk about this, but I just can't. So I'm gonna do my best, but I'm gonna be real happy for my team this last week.
Right, yeah, exactly. No, I'm always good with the Razorbacks when we can tell, or anybody who knows us is going to tell we're homers for sure, and that's all right
For sure.
because I don't think there's that many. There's not that many actual like Razorback homers aside from a few that I can think of that do these. And we wanted to cover everything instead of just.
I think you're a homer. I still think I'm a realist.
I think you're a mean person.
I think you're definitely the homer. I'm definitely the realist here. I gotta keep us even because you're way up here and I'm like here.
You certainly keep it grounded, dude. Lot to get into this week, man. Something I just seen a minute ago. Unnecessary Roughness actually posted this. I want to say 2 hours ago about the frequencies in the helmet being unencrypted in the coach to player helmet community.
That.
Yeah, dude. Could you imagine like Connor Stallions on the sideline with like little antennas trying to? I would imagine.
Coach.
I mean, it's kind of like what I do with my job. People are like, "Can that be hacked?" I'm like, "Probably." So I'm certain anything could, especially if they're rolling unencrypted. But who the hell would have thought that you would need encrypted earpieces? I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it's weird.
Well,
dude.
in the post Tom Brady Deflategate era, in the post Michigan stealing signs era, I wouldn't put anything past anybody.
Yeah.
I would bet there's a college team out there somewhere who's got hackers trying to hack into another school's, playbooks and everything else. That stuff is going on. It's got to be going on because this is that day and age. There's too much money involved, and somebody's trying to listen into the helmets. Somebody's trying to hack into the playbooks.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Going on. You know what's going on.
It's crazy because like our offensive coordinator, for example, wrote a book about his plays and things like that. Like they're listed out in there and stuff. And he's like, you can know my plays, but you don't know when I'm going to run them. And I'm like, that makes sense. That's kind of, I was listening to a podcast earlier. They said that's what makes Lane Kiffin such a good play caller is because the way he calls them in the order he does it in,
Sure.
Pretty crazy. Oh, man.
And he must be doing something right. He's sitting on the number one offense in the SEC, I believe.
I know what he's doing, right? They're all laying.
Definitely, yeah. Ole Miss is the number one offense in the SEC, so he's doing something right with
I'm trying to see what. Sorry for being unprepared. What is where are they at on defense? I know they're up there, dude, because they got a pretty stout freaking defense.
They're the number 3 defense.
That's insane.
They've got the number one run defense and the least scored on defense. But when you're playing a Charmin type schedule, when it's soft as a roll of Charmin, it's not hard to have number 1 type defenses.
You're right.
But offense, you still got to catch the ball. You got to not turn the ball over. So offense is a little bit different. But defense, I mean, if I'm playing my kid's junior high team, I would expect to have the number 1 defense.
Everybody fears Furman, so just calm down. Speaking of a terrible football team, let's get into last week's player of the week, week 9. Definitely Taylor Green, and I'm surprised as anybody else, I guess, because he came out and he lit these dudes the hell up.
Well, again, we talked about this before, and like I just said, when you're playing your kid's junior high team, there's not a team worse in the league. I believe Mississippi State is number 16 across all categories in defense. But you still got to catch the ball. You still got to throw the ball. Arkansas has a history of horrible offensive line play. So for him to go 79.3% passing, that's pretty awesome. 5 touchdowns, 314 yards. I think, he deserves it. He's been up and down. He started the season strong, had a streak of 3 or 4 games that were pretty terrible. But he seems to be coming back, and bad competition doesn't hurt.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember even whenever they put up those, it was like 700 yards of offense against UAPB. Some people were like, "Man, that's even hard. That's hard to do even against air." So I get it. You got to execute the damn plays, whether they suck or not, you know. But I think he definitely deserved that. I think he got. Was it him and Braylon that got co-SEC Players of the Week as well?
Co-SEC. Yep.
Yeah, we're on to something.
And well deserved, as long as he can keep it up. As long as he can keep it up. Again, it's bad competition, but that doesn't mean it didn't prepare him for the next game. It definitely gives every snap gives our offensive line some experience, which is important given the way that they play very inconsistently. So hopefully you can keep that up.
I think
congratulations to Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a sweet graphic now. No, I'm
think
curious.
You should start putting these on a poster and sending them to the players.
I really should. We need to get some autographs back, and I'll just fill the wall with them. You know,
that'd be awesome.
Oh, what the heck was I gonna say? I'm anxious to see November Taylor. You know what I mean? Because this ain't Boise State, obviously, and he seems to be like peaking at the right time. So if he can keep it up, especially this week against a stout ass defense, it's gonna be hard to do, man.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that here in a little bit. So
yep. Let's get into some atrocious plays. This is currently my favorite segment. I got to figure out some more stuff similar to this, but
you picked all of these. I've seen the first one. I haven't seen any others. So I'm excited to see who the you suck bros are.
Well, just look at the scores from last week, and that'll give you a really good indicator. We're actually leading off with the player of the week right now. So I'm it's where he just absolutely cooked that kid.
That is some great tackling. Great tackling.
That's number 16 defense tackling right there, man.
That is.
Wins it, will throw to the end zone.
Very nice pass.
What's the funniest thing is he steps out and just runs the whole field like he's like, I don't give a shit. I got a pick, dude.
I'm taking it all the way back. This happens to us every week.
Look at him. He ran backwards. He was so pumped.
He's only 3 feet out of bounds there.
Hey, I watched this live. This was hilarious.
This one is also
all right, I don't know what's happening here. Wow.
Hey, look at the geez, what's the word? The guy, the holder. Look at the holder's face. Look how pissed he was. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Look. Hold on. It actually shows you his face, and he's just like, he's like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me, dude."
He looked at the long snapper. He said, "You suck, bro."
His first pass attempt of the day, and it is intercepted.
Oh man, Mizzou got smoked, bro. I had a good time watching that show.
You know, I love the SEC. I love the SEC.
Watching in the middle, just playing center field, watching Drew Pine's eyes.
I give crap to all my friends who are Big 12, Big 10 fans. But I got to tell you, man, some of these pillow soft schedules this year, Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri, you don't really know where they belong, and that's proof right there.
Yeah.
What Alabama did to Missouri.
Dude, yeah. Look, he tried to hit him with the kick 6, man. he started to do it. And I was like, oh wow. He's like, now it's gonna be my time. I created a pick count for Mizzou. The bottom right of the screen there. That was a nasty pick. He jumped that route pretty good. Man, Mizzou had a bad game.
You suck, bro, on the quarterback, or a play of the week right there.
It really was.
Look at these.
Man.
Number 3.
Crazy picks. It's just like, eesh.
I have to own up to not having watched this game.
I did not watch this game either, actually.
That's embarrassing right now. You get stopped on the goal line right here?
Yeah. Goal line stand. Bama is so stingy with points that they brought in their starters to come back in and make sure that they left with that goose egg.
Nice. I respect it.
I do.
respect it.
We would have done it.
Missouri's completely over.
Oh, wow, this is great. Speaking of Ole Miss,
Yeah, I mean,
just
you look
fumbles
at
and
this
fumbles
and you're like, well, I mean, they beat Oklahoma.
it was actually a
What does
really
that
good
really
hit.
mean
They,
this year?
I believe that
What
was
does that
Pooh
mean this
Paul who recovered the fumble and was running with it. But if you watch this OU turns into a defender, puts his hat right on the ball, man.
Pooh Paul.
Yeah, Pooh Paul did
Winnie
that.
the Pooh tattoo on him.
Does he have a Winnie the Pooh tattoo? Look at this.
He played like it at Arkansas.
He don't play it like it there. That kid is solid there, dude.
I'm not giving him anything. I'm a hater.
Man, that was those were some of the craziest plays I think. Though, yeah, just smoked his ass. That's what we're going against next week, dude, or this week.
Yeah.
I mean, they're for
I'm
real.
still looking forward to talking about that game. That offensive line play. I mean, that makes Arkansas look good.
Yeah, they were very, very bad, dude. Well, not bad. Ole Miss was really good. Oklahoma looked really bad in that game.
Oklahoma's looked really bad all season.
Yeah, it's like they didn't.
I mean,
it's like they don't
you have
belong
the
here or something.
fanfare of going, look, we came to the SEC from the Big 12 where we dominated and proved everything we thought about the Big 12, that it was completely overrated, that you were completely overrated. And I have thoughts when we get to that game.
Hey man, Sark came ready, but OU is a different one. Let's go ahead and do it, man. Let's go ahead and get into these.
I'm not sure.
You don't think
I'm
so?
not sure I agree with that. We'll see. Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. All right.
All right. Last minute predictions.
Yes.
We're skipping Ole Miss, Arkansas, right?
We are. Yeah, that's actually our game of the week this week because personally, and maybe it's my homerism, but I think it's going to be the best game of the week. If Florida was normal Florida, then maybe we would be having a conversation with the Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville, which I used to live there.
Yep.
I have intrigue of the South Carolina Texas A&M game, but that's Tennessee, Kentucky, I guess. But I just think Ole Miss, as drunk as this game usually is, I think it's going to be just a crazy-ass game.
Yeah,
you let the old
definitely important for both schools, I think.
Yeah, you let the Ole Miss fans tell it it's going to be a bump in the road. So hopefully it's not, because that would be embarrassing as shit. All right, let's get into this Vandy Auburn breakdown. I have a crazy statistic for you in this game. Diego Pavia has beat Hugh Freeze on different teams. You know that? He's 2-0 against Hugh Freeze right now. He was the quarterback at New Mexico State when Auburn lost to them last year. He was the quarterback at New Mexico State when Hugh Freeze lost to them at Liberty. And then now they're coming again. I didn't know that until yesterday. I started reading and I was like, oh, wow, he's beat him before. And I was like, oh, man, this is going to – could you imagine? Hugh Freeze is having bad dreams about this dude.
Well, here's the thing that blows me away about this game right here. Vandy is 7 points from being a one-loss team.
Yep.
They've lost 2 games by a field goal. So they're 7 points from being a one-loss team, and Auburn's the favorite by a touchdown.
Is it because they're at home?
There is no respect. There's no respect for Vandy at all for beating Alabama, for taking, Tennessee to the wire?
No, Texas.
I mean, Texas to the wire. Thank you. I had a UT over
They
here.
gave Texas, and I even stopped watching at the end of that game, and I missed where they scored again, and it was, I don't remember what the final score was, but I think it ended up being like a 3-point game. It was something crazy.
It was. It was 30-27, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
But that's my point. You know, Vandy beat number 1 Alabama, number 1 at the time, and they've lost 2 ranked games to opponents by a total of 6 points. And Auburn is as trash as Auburn's been in my lifetime. And Auburn's a 7-point favorite.
I can't disagree. Do you think they're worse now than they were with Harsin? Because it was, they were so pissed at Harsin, and then Hugh Freeze comes in to be the savior and then just eat shit. You know,
Yeah.
it's
I
interesting.
mean, when your only meaningful win in the season is Alabama A&M,
Ooh,
that's the most meaningful win Auburn's got on their schedule.
yeah.
I mean, I don't understand it. Vandy is going to cover the spread. Vandy's going to win this game.
What is the spread?
7 points.
Okay, you just said it. I'm reading my stats here. Vandy, yeah,
No,
I mean, rushing
good. I mean,
yards per game, they're putting up 156. Passing, they're putting up 195, averaging 32 points a game. They're legit. They're legit, like, good offense. So it's weird to say.
I mean, they can play with anybody.
Yeah, Auburn's putting up.
They've proven it.
Auburn's rushing
And
178.
Auburn can't play with anybody.
Nah, you know they give it hell. They did win me some money last week. I was pretty happy about that. I literally on Bet Saracen, not a sponsor. We can work that out sometime. What's up, guys? On Bet Saracen, I parlayed my entire picks of last week, but I didn't want to take all underdogs or all favorites, so I took overs and unders. I had a 6-team parlay. I won every damn one of them, except I picked the under in the A&M LSU game, and it went over. And I'm talking about by like a touchdown. I would have won like $600 off of $20, and I was just like, son of a bitch. So I was so mad, dude. I was hurting. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Well, all that to say, I'm telling you, Vandy wins this game, and they win. They cover. Auburn doesn't cover the 7 points. Vandy beats them by 10.
No. Easy. See, I got
Easy.
Diego Pavia went down in the Texas game. I imagine that O-line from playing Texas is going to be pretty beat up, being that they were so close to Texas last year. I'm still taking Vandy, dude. I got Vandy 34-24. Just don't.
Nice.
I believe in Vandy, bro. I believe in them, even though I didn't buy the jersey.
This is a retribution year for all the punishment they've taken for the last 50 years.
You know, being a Hog fan, I'm
retribution.
so like happy for them because I'm like, I get you, bro. Like it's been a tough one for us out here. As much as like, well, we don't want to be the Vandy of the SEC or the West at that point, and it's like, yeah, well, here we are.
Vandy.
If we weren't Vandy of them,
school.
yeah, if we weren't the Vandy of the West, we were their homie, like for sure.
For real.
Oh,
real.
let's move on to this.
I'm glad to see them get theirs.
Yeah, for sure. So. I still might buy a Vandy jersey. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I want a Pavia jersey.
Buy one, put it up on the wall.
Yeah, seriously. Let's move into this Maine and Oklahoma game. Let me put our picks up here for this Vandy game, but Vandy, there we go. Okay. Almost ruined it all. Sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I just can't ride with Auburn again, but all right, Maine and Oklahoma. This is I know jack shit about Maine. I didn't even know they had a football team until I had to make the graphic. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude.
So I don't know anything about Maine football either, but what I do know is OU offense is terrible. I just said Auburn was having the worst year in my lifetime. OU is the number 16 offense overall in the SEC. Number 15 in the pass, number 15 in the rush, number 15 in scoring. I honestly remember watching OU play for national championships. There have to be a whole lot of Sooner fans over there crying. You know, I say OU is a clown show at this point.
I lived in
the Boomer Schooner is a circus tent on wheels. That's my comparison right now.
They're having a rough one, man. I lived in Oklahoma whenever they were great, because unfortunately I was born there, but I can't control that. They were the shit for a lot of my life, to be honest with you. But man, they're having a rough transition to the SEC for damn sure. Yeah. So I did pull up some stats on Maine. I don't know if you have it in front of you or not, but they're putting up 24 points a game. You know, so it's possible, dude. I don't think they're gonna. I just don't think they even have a shot. To be honest with you, I'm going OU.
Here's what I saw from Maine stats. I looked at Maine as a passing team. They're not a running team. They're a passing team. OU has the number 12 pass defense in the SEC.
What about the nation?
They have the I don't know what there is in the nation, but this is what I'm gonna say. They're having a down year. Players are down. Morale's down. Maine's coming in with nothing to lose. Literally nothing to lose, and their strength is OU's weakness. I am predicting not only will they cover the spread I couldn't find because nobody even wants bets on this
It's because they're an FCS school.
They're going to pull the upset. Maine is going to pull the upset. OU's going down. I mean, this puts them at 2023 Vanderbilt levels.
You don't care about your prediction record at all, do you?
I
have it below your name. It's 5-1. You really think
I care a whole lot about it? I really think Maine takes Oklahoma.
I don't see it, bro. I think OU has better Jimmys and Joes. Maybe not X's and O's. I think their defense is going to hold Maine. I think Oklahoma wins by 30. You know what I mean? It's
30.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know.
Happening.
I don't even know what the spread is. I got to look, but
I couldn't find.
There's no spread on it because it's. I got it. Yeah, because it's the FCS. I just said that. Sorry.
Yep.
Oklahoma has on the match predictor on ESPN. They have a 98.4% chance to win. Dude, if Maine wins, you better go buy a lottery ticket. That's all I'm saying.
I will. I'll buy one that day. I'll buy one that day because Maine is going to beat OU.
I got a Maine tattoo.
I mean, it's a grizzly bear.
Hey, you know what?
That's not the worst tattoo ever.
You should see, dude, their field. It looks like a high school field, like in Bentonville here, but it's like but Bentonville's is better. You know what I mean? I was looking up because if you look closely at those graphics, every one of those behind them has a picture of the stadium, of their home stadium, and that thing looks like literally a high school. It's probably not a lot of NIL going on in Maine. I'm just saying. Is that the only team they have?
There's not a lot of anything going on at OU this year. The 15th in offensive scoring.
I just feel like
defense is terrible.
I feel like OU made it to this game.
The only thing they really do well is they defend the run pretty well. They're the number 6 run defense in the SEC, and that's it. And this isn't a running team, so that doesn't really benefit them at all.
I feel like OU made it to this game, and they were like, "Thank God." You know what I mean? They just seen them on the. But Maine is definitely going to bring everything they got. I just don't think they got a lot.
They have nothing to lose.
Yeah,
they have nothing to lose, and that's a lot.
All right, that's
all right. The world's largest cocktail party.
It is, yeah. Florida versus Georgia, man. Not in the swamp. No, it's in Jacksonville. I don't even know what the stadium. It used to be. I think. Damn, I don't remember the stadium name. The Jaguars. Anyway. Yeah, Florida, oddly enough, has the number 8 SEC offense in the SEC and the number 15 defense. So they got some work to do. I wonder how much of that was Graham Mertz and how much of that was DJ Lagway taking over. Because I know that they're kind of trending up right now, comparable to what they were. Downside for Florida, it was announced tonight that they lost their starting cornerback, Jason Marshall Jr. He's out for the year. So it's like, y'all needed that guy, dude. Y'all needed him bad to play against Georgia. Georgia's been wishy-washy this year.
Third best passing offense in the SEC.
Yeah. They have the number 9 overall SEC offense and their number 6 overall defense. So it's like, it's going to be tough, dude. I think Georgia's going to kick their ass. Personally, go ahead.
I think Florida has won their last game.
I don't know what they
that's it for them.
I should have had the
They're
rest.
in a stretch. Here's the stretch for Florida right now. Georgia, who comes in firing on all cylinders. They they got beat by Bama. They came back and reminded Texas, you joined the SEC even if you do have a pillow soft schedule. Georgia said, welcome, and they're back. Florida lines up against Georgia this week, Texas next week, LSU after that, Ole Miss after that. and then Florida State's their last game. I think Florida has seen their final win.
Dude, Florida
only are
State's
they gonna
1-7. Come on.
Not only are they going to lose to Georgia by the full 16.5 point spread, they're going to lose out. The rest of the season is done
Damn,
for them.
that's a bold prediction, dude. So we're both taking Georgia. That's safe to say.
Safe to say.
Georgia's just got too much. And here's the thing: Kirby's pissed at this point. And so if they lose out, just flipping the script real quick, you think they get rid of Napier, man?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's Florida, right?
4-win season. It's Florida, and they have expectations like Texas A&M, like LSU, like Bama.
Ooh, 4-8. That's tough, dude. They do got Murderers Row coming up, man, with Georgia, Texas, Florida, Ole Miss, or Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
Any
they're not
other
winning
year,
another game.
I
He
would
loses
say.
the locker room before Florida State, and that's why I believe they lose to Florida State.
I think he
loses
may
the
have
locker
already
room,
lost it.
Then they lose to Florida State.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I mean, that's that easy.
Yeah. All right.
And we've watched it happen too many times with Arkansas. We watched it happen too many times with Arkansas. Games we should never lose, we lose because the coach loses the locker room.
Well, it seems like every year there's some bullshit going on in the Arkansas locker room. I would imagine other teams are like that. There's actually a thing I want to watch after this. DJ Williams interviewed Tyrus Ty. Anyway, Washington, one of the tight ends that left, and I want to hear that. I'm going to listen to that as soon as I'm done with this.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Florida, Georgia, 2:30 on ABC. I think Georgia's going to kick their ass, and it's going to be ugly. I didn't even.
Yeah, the spread's 16.5.
Did I give a score on that? I think I wrote one down. Let's see. Oh yeah, 38-21, and I'm being nice.
That is the spread exactly.
Oh, is it?
I think it's going to be worse. Yeah,
Okay,
I think it's going to be worse than that.
maybe I nailed it. Oh man.
Maybe.
Okay, this is the time. I feel like this is going to be Mississippi State's week. 3:15 on the SEC network. I'm feeling good about this one for Mississippi State. They're not awesome right now. And last week, Arkansas made them look like UAPB. I'm not even kidding. He probably got Talon some type of award because dude, I'm just glad they're an SEC team. That's all I'm saying, because we need somebody to beat the shit out of.
That's fair. Yeah, man. I didn't even bother looking up anything on UMass. To be honest, Mississippi State is as terrible as it gets on defense. They're the worst defense in the SEC across the board. They're not much better on offense, only slightly better on offense. This is an abysmal season, and it's so bad that if UMass went into Starkville and won, nobody would be surprised. There's not a person anywhere that would go, "Oh my God, what just happened?" Nobody's doing that.
I still think they're going to give Levy another year or two.
I do think Mississippi State wins. It's an 18-point spread. I think that UMass maybe beats the spread because Mississippi State is so terrible.
Well,
I think UMass probably beats the spread, but Mississippi State wins, and if they don't, nobody's shocked. Not even you.
Yeah. Fernando Carmona has a podcast I was listening to today with his brother, and they were talking about the Mississippi State game and how just defeated the Mississippi State defense was. Just even when they walked out on the field, he was like, "Oh man, these guys are bummed, dude. The fans are starting to not show up and stuff like that." As much as pissed as we get at coaches when we suck, and it's we're like, "Well, we're going to stop showing up." Like that actually impacts the players too. So that it is what it is. But that definitely is probably not a good time for anybody. And with a deflated defense, dude, I bet UMass gets a lot. What's the spread on this one? I don't have it pulled up.
18.
Yeah, I would take the. I would definitely.
I'd take the spread. I think it'll be closer than that.
Yeah, for sure.
I do think Mississippi State wins, but I don't think it makes the players feel any better about the situation.
No, I don't think so. I think they'll beat them on just purely being a bigger, better team. UMass is a schedule filler. You know what I mean? I know Mississippi State's probably paying them $1 million, $1.5 million to come in anyway. So it's just going to be one of those ones. But I'm trying to look up. Let's see. This is good. Good podcast here. Trying to look up this. Okay, yeah. So 18. The spread's 18. You said.
Yeah.
It says it's got Mississippi State at 92.2% chance to win this game. It's gonna be ugly, but yeah, I would take the spread on that one for sure.
I do think. I mean, I really do think that the SEC gets a little too much respect. And the farther down the list you get historically, the less respect you get. That's why Vandy is not the favorite against Auburn. That's why Mississippi State's the favorite against UMass with a huge spread when they're the worst team they could possibly be.
I just know that they're the worst team in the SEC, but it's like in other leagues, how are they, right?
A
bad SEC team is
from being. I think they're one game away from being the worst team in the country.
Levy definitely is eating shit on his first year. That's for sure. He's Chad Morris bad. I tweeted that last week, but I'm serious, man. It's a problem. He's like full tilt boogie, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, how many people are mad that he's hired? Like you sometimes you hire a guy and you're like, well, it's year one.
Yeah.
So we're not too mad about it. But 1-7.
I didn't think he was gonna
against Eastern Kentucky.
I actually thought he was gonna be a pain in the ass. Like I thought they were gonna be pretty decent. So I was very surprised when they just started getting the shit beat out of them.
And they don't have it any easier. They play UMass, then they've got Tennessee, Missouri, and Ole Miss.
Ole Miss
so
is a lot of games.
They're gonna have a 2-win season.
Damn. Yeah, 2-10, baby. Welcome to the club. What's up? Dak Prescott, no more. Remember when they whooped our ass with Dak Prescott?
Remember when Dak Prescott was good?
I remember that. Heritage Farms remembers. Uh-oh. Did your camera die?
Yes, it did.
Nice, dude. Hey, you got to love live stuff, man. It's okay.
Give me a second.
That's why I check my batteries before I
problem.
get started.
Normally I would.
Awesome. You killed it. Good job, man. Anyway, so Timmy's changing batteries. Good job. I had 0 prepped for this also, by the way. Good job, man. Did you have a battery like handy? No. You know, I did get a hold of the injury report finally, the one I was talking to Ty about earlier. It looks like Trey Harris is questionable, the Ole Miss running back. Him and Jaquinnon, I think, were neck and neck. Jaquinnon's definitely out for our game, though. So it's we're going to have some problems, man. I'll go ahead and go into South Carolina, 6:30 on ABC. South Carolina versus Texas A&M. We can still hear you, buddy, so you can just go until you get your battery swapped.
Should be able to see me.
I think this is going to be a better game than... I actually cannot see you. Let's see. I think this is going to be a better game than a lot of people think that it is. Let me pull up the green room real quick. There he is. And he's back. Hey, okay.
Hey,
sweet.
I'm back.
But yeah, get into the South Carolina game. I think the South Carolina and Texas A&M game is going to be better than we think, man. There's something to be said about the hell that South Carolina is bringing to a couple of these teams this year. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull up the spread.
The spread's 2.5 points.
2.5, and they're playing at South Carolina. That's a weird spread for this game, man. I'm a little surprised about that.
I am too. Texas A&M's the favorite by 2.5 points. If you really look at it, though, Texas A&M has played some meaningful games. They lost to Notre Dame, and they've been on a tear ever since. South Carolina lost to LSU and Bama by a combined 5 points. But the point is, they lost. Every game that has had any meaning for South Carolina, they've lost. And this game, I mean, this is a meaningful game. This is a top 10 matchup. And they're going to take another loss.
Yeah, Texas A&M not only has one good quarterback, they have two good quarterbacks. From two different.
And it's funny that you say that because they're the 14th best passing offense in the league.
A&M is.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're the number two. They're the number 2 rushing offense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even. I mean, Wegman's thrown 4 picks to 3 touchdowns. I don't know what Reed's numbers are off the top of my head, but the passing hasn't been the thing that has done it for them. It's been their running game.
Yeah.
And South Carolina has a good rush defense, a really good rush defense, but I just don't think they're going to put up the points to keep up with Texas A&M.
Yeah, and I didn't. What's up, Ty? Ty's another. He said, "Yo, you didn't tell me you were live." my bad, bro. Yeah. So, my thoughts about Texas A&M, honestly, I think they're the real deal, dude. And I think I hate to say this because I hate Texas A&M on a personal level, but from an admiring greatness level, like Elko's doing it, dude. He's kind of the shit. Like he's making that team legit. Their defense is stout too. Like Nick Scorton and all them. Their D line is really good. Yes, we hung in there with them, but because we turned it up in the fourth quarter. But they're a pretty talented team, man. And in my honest opinion, Elko's the coach of the damn year. For coming in doing that on his first year, I knew he had some talent, but he lost a shitload and brought in some more. So I think Elko is actually a really good coach.
Yeah, I do too. I am the same as you. I hate Texas A&M just about more than anybody else that we have on our schedule. It's been the biggest annoyance to lose to them over and over again since we started playing in Dallas. But at the end of the day, you have to acknowledge, just like I said, South Carolina lost just by a couple of points, but that's still a loss. The same thing with losing to Texas A&M for Arkansas. It's still a loss, and they're good. I mean, you just have to admit that they're good. And I think they're going to walk all over South Carolina. 2.5-point spread, and I would take that.
First and foremost, Cowboy Stadium is damn cursed. I'm going to tell you that. I hate that building. I've never been there. I ain't never going there. I'm so glad that game is over. I'll play in Kyle Field every day, up against that. Dude, home and home, yeah, let's go, because Texas A&M has owned our asses there, and I hate that place. But I think South Carolina, I think the spread's probably pretty good, to be honest. Like, it seems weird because Texas A&M looks like world beaters coming off of just whooping LSU's ass and the tear they've been on. South Carolina can get tricky, man, and their defense is actually not horrific. Their D-line's pretty good. I don't know the stats on that because I actually didn't write that down, but I know just from watching the games that I've watched, sometimes when they play, I'm just like, holy shit.
Yeah, their defense is stout. I'll give you that. Their defense is stout. I think they stay in it for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
I think South Carolina's reminiscent a little bit of Arkansas over the last couple of years. Stay in it, keep it close, but can't pull it out in the end.
I think there's gonna be some trickery. There's gonna be some beamer ball, man. There's gonna be some beamer ball in this game.
I think they hang in it for 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, they go down by 10 to 14 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I agree with that. I didn't even write in a score for this, but I'm right there with you, man. I think A&M. I think A&M beats them, and I think they beat their ass, probably by at least a touchdown to 10 points, like you said. But yeah, actually, you know what? I agree with exactly everything you said. They're gonna hang in there.
Wow! Write it down, folks.
Yeah, that's weird because we never agree on shit. So that's pretty good. Except
ever since that whole Brian Kelly conversation, I haven't agreed with you once.
Right. Moving on, 6:45 p.m. on the SEC Network. Man, we got Kentucky and Tennessee. I think, yeah, this is gonna be crazy. Tennessee's in dark mode this week, man. Did you see the Twitter thing?
No.
Oh, it was badass.
You got a picture of it?
No, it's a whole video they had. It's it'd be a nightmare to pull onto this, but I text to you later. They went with like a Venom theme. It was really cool to where they were in like white jerseys with orange on them, and like the Venom, like they had the animation going up them, and it turned into black mode. It was really cool.
Okay.
Let's see. Ty's asking me questions here. He said, "Who's the tougher matchup for Arkansas, Ole Miss or Texas?" Ooh, that's a.
I mean, that's really hard to call. I mean,
I hate to say it, but I say it every. But hold on, real quick. All right, we'll get to that in a second. Sorry, Ty.
Yeah, let's
wrap these up. Yeah, so I think Kentucky beating Ole Miss was kind of a fluky win. I don't know how I feel about the Arkansas beating Tennessee either, because they beat them decisively. I think, but
well, I think Arkansas reminded Tennessee you can get beat.
yeah,
That's all it was.
yeah, just kind of caught them
Tennessee
sleeping.
needed that, and I don't think Tennessee. I don't think we would do it 4 out of 10 times. Honestly,
We'd lose 9 out of those 9 games.
I think we'd lose. I think honestly, we might win it one more time. I think we might win 2 out of 10. Honestly, other than that, Tennessee would wipe the floor with us. I think we gave them a reminder. Hey, you can get beat when you don't think you can. That's what happened. Kentucky's not going to do that to Tennessee.
No, I think Tennessee, especially they're going to be fired up because of those badass uniforms. I think we're on the same page with that one, man. Actually,
Tennessee's,
I don't know.
16.5 point favorite.
I guess I had Kentucky at one point. I've changed my. There we go. All right. I think I was just trying to go against what you say because I do that. Yes. All right, Ty. So now I'm thinking, man. This is
So this is fun. I'm gonna not address Ty's question for a second. Ole Miss has the number 1 offense in the SEC. Arkansas has the number 2 offense in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss has the number 1 pass offense. Arkansas has the number 5 pass offense. You're talking about 2 offensive teams, and then Ole Miss has a defense.
Yeah, man.
I mean, they have a defense, and that's something Arkansas is lacking. So it's funny because as Arkansas fans, we sit and we talk about, well, we beat Tennessee and we had the right game plan for Oklahoma State. But when you look at the actual statistics, we're middle of the pack to bottom half of the pack on defense. We might have the right statistics to bend and not break, but we don't have a great defense. We don't.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Ole Miss hasn't played anybody, so their stats are a little bit tricky. To address Ty's question, Texas hasn't played anybody. Texas and Ole Miss are in a battle for the softest schedule. They're trying to figure out which one is playing on memory foam and which one is playing on clouds schedule.
I need to look up Texas' schedule now because I know they had Georgia. They play Bama coming up, don't they?
Yeah, I think they've got some harder games coming up.
I think they've they've
got Texas
backloaded.
A&M.
Yeah, I think they've.
They
Yeah,
got Texas A&M.
that's going to be a hellacious game. I think they backloaded their schedule pretty good. They are playing Florida next week, which who cares? Currently, I'm just saying. So yeah, I mean the remaining games for Texas, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, Texas A&M. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because of how drunk these games are. I feel like it's more possible to win the Ole Miss game than the Texas game. But I felt like I've kind of like Ole Miss and Texas and Tennessee were ones I kind of penciled into our schedule. I was like, we're going to lose those. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I hate to keep saying it, but it depends on what Arkansas team shows up in both of those games, whether it's Texas or Ole Miss. If the team that played Tennessee shows up, I think they could beat anybody. But it just there's always, it's like Ty says, quality depth. You know what I mean? Depth matters. When we get to the Texas game, how much more beat up are we going to be? Things like that. I think we're relatively injury free. We did lose a couple tight ends this week, but
we're getting Texas off a bye week too.
Yeah, well, we got LSU off a bye week, so there's that. I don't know,
Totally
man.
fair point.
I think Jaquinta Jackson will be back for the Texas game. I feel better. I feel like the Ole Miss is a more beatable team. Ole Miss, to me right now, I have the same feelings about them that I had about when we walked into the Tennessee game. My biggest question was, who the hell have they played? And I also was like, crap, they're gonna beat the shit out of us. So I'm kind of the same way, but I'm optimistic, but who knows, man. I'm gonna say Ole Miss is less of a tougher matchup than Texas. I think Texas will be a harder matchup.
Yeah, strictly speaking, talent. I think Texas is the harder matchup. For whatever reason, Arkansas tends to get up for Texas better than anybody else, including Ole Miss. Times when we shouldn't even be competitive with anybody, we're competitive with Texas. That's historical. And I was just talking to some Texas fans last week. And actually, I talked to one today, and they had the same feeling. Like, it seems like Arkansas as a fan base, Arkansas as a school, Arkansas as a team gets up for this game, where Texas says, you haven't been relevant to us since the Southwest Conference. It is a much bigger game in Arkansas than it is in Texas.
And
So,
just on that note, though, the last 3 times we've played them, we've owned their ass. Very similar to Tennessee. So it's now, of course, Charlie Strong was, I think, the coach 2 of those, and then it was Sark's first year.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm more probably scared of losing to Ole Miss, even though their schedule was softer than Texas's schedule.
Yeah.
Even though their wins don't mean as much. Beating Middle Tennessee State, beating Furman, beating Kentucky. Oh, they lost to Kentucky. Beating Georgia Southern. That doesn't mean anything really. When you start going, well, this is their record. They didn't really beat anybody that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we get up more for Texas than we do Ole Miss. The only time I remember us really getting up for Ole Miss is when Houston Nutt went to coach there.
Well, Ole Miss hasn't
gone, and
Ole
that
Miss
kind of rivalry
and
is
Texas are
over.
2 different calibers on the grand scheme of college football, right? You're talking about, like,
Yeah.
as far as a respect level in the overall game and stuff like that. Just Ole Miss has been wishy-washy over the years, but they've been dangerous.
They've been a basement dweller of the SEC for a lot longer than they've been relevant.
Right. They could come out and put it on our ass. Who knows? Speaking of, let's just go and get into it, man. The game of the week. We might as well, dude. We're here. We're this far into it.
Let's do it.
I'm excited about this game. I'm more excited about this game than any of the other games. Even if I wasn't a Razorback fan, I think this is going to be the most interesting game. Because this game is always just fucking crazy,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and statistically, this doesn't line up as a good game for us. We are the number 2 offense. We have the number 3 run game in the SEC. Ole Miss has the number 1 run-stopping defense.
Yeah, we're going to see that line of scrimmage is going to be filthy.
And I would feel a whole lot better. I would feel a whole lot better if JJ was playing.
Do you?
But without JJ,
I
know.
I just feel like Braylon is so stout that it may give us a better opportunity. JJ is swifter.
I'm burned on Braylon.
Huh?
I don't think Braylon's focus is where it needs to be. When you have one game where you get a couple of yards and you start going, hey, scouts, come find me. I had a game. Dude, have a season. Have a season.
Yeah.
Don't have a game. So I'm not big on Braylon right now. I realize he did good. He co-player of the week or whatever, but dude, have a season.
I think Braylon's a badass. I think he needs to lose a little bit of weight. He needs to shed just a little bit of weight to be able to be a little bit more mobile. I feel he is a huge back. He's weighed a lot. You said me too. Me too, bro. We're not college running backs. We can be old and fat. It's cool. Yeah, I mean, it just may be if he tightened up a little bit, like next season, I bet he looks like a different player. Something about our running backs, they run a little heavy. Like even Rocket, I think they said when Rocket came to South Carolina, he was running at 240 or something like that. I think that's what Braylon weighs as well. So I don't know if they need to just, more greens, less protein or something. They need to work this out, bro. And again, I know he's a freshman, man. And if he saw me, he'd probably like, you need to lose a little weight.
You need to shut up.
Shut your face, dude. I get it, bro.
Yeah, like I said, if you're focused, I loved what I saw. I know this is completely relevant. I love what I saw about what Calipari said this week, where he said, if I walk in and a guy makes NIL part of the conversation, I walk out.
Yeah.
He said we don't have that conversation as a recruitment tool.
See, but he can do that because he's Cal, dude.
You can go somewhere else. I know, but part of the reason is he wants guys that are focused on playing more than they're focused on the money. And when you see Braylon go, hey, scouts, hey, agents, come find me, because he had a game. I mean,
I don't think that's as big a deal as you do.
It just signals it signals to me immaturity.
Well, he is a freshman.
And maturity matters in big games.
I'm gonna look at this comment. Ty said Ole Miss had 16 sacks between South Carolina and OU games. That's crazy.
Oh, Ole Miss is the #1 sack team in the SEC.
Damn. They're going to have I think they're what everybody thought Tennessee was. I ain't even going to lie to you, man. Because it's one of those games to where I'm like, we can do it. And then like 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, you're like, they're going to kick the shit out of us. So it's really, it's really hard to.
They just haven't really beaten anybody. It's hard to say. I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying they can't. It's just that they haven't really.
Yeah, I mean, if OU and South Carolina are your biggest wins, that's definitely.
It's not saying a whole lot. It's not.
We don't have a lot of wins to write home about. We really don't.
Hey, no, and that's the thing. That's why I'm saying it's a tough call on this one because they do have the win total.
Yeah,
but they didn't really beat anybody. We did beat Tennessee. We can beat a real good team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of like you said, who shows up.
Yeah,
the best version of us shows up against the best version of Ole Miss. I don't know. That's a toss up to me.
I think one of the most impressive stats about this is that we're the #2 overall offense in the SEC with a brand new offensive coordinator in his first year. That's to me, that's like holy shit. But we'll see if you seem to think that Petrino's gone after this year. Is that right?
Well, I don't now.
Do you not? Okay.
No, I think we pull off one more win, and 6 wins puts us in a bowl, and Pittman stays and Petrino stays.
I think they'll both stay. I think we'll pull off.
That's been my thought all along. If Pittman stays, Petrino stays, and I think we're much better offensively next year than we are this year because, as I've said for as long as you've known me, Petrino's offense is a 2-year install.
Mm-hmm.
And so next year we're better even than we are this year because even though our offense jumped up to #2 in the SEC, our scoring offense hasn't made the same kind of leap. We can't get it in the end zone. We can get the yards and not get it in the end zone consistently.
Yeah, between the 30s, he's fire.
Yeah. And that's just part of being in your first year of offense. And I think next year we're much, much better. It's just you've just got to translate that into red zone offense.
Yeah, I mean, they've put up 3,857 of total offensive yards so far this season. Ole Miss put up 4,305, so that's quite a bit as well. It's gonna
#1 versus #2, baby.
yeah. We're really good at making a lot of yards, but the scoring offense. You're right, Ty. Ty said Arkansas scoring offense not great. I agree. We can move the damn ball. Seems like all the way until we get in that red zone, and it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And then how crazy is it that a field goal kicker got hurt, and then the replacement is actually more consistent? I just wonder if that got missed in fall camp or something. It's like, how the hell did the guy who was eating it get injured and get replaced, and the guy's been more consistent? So it's I don't know. Defensively, man, then we're talking about total defense in the SEC. We're 13th, allowing 349 yards a game. Ole Miss is #3, 294 yards a game. That's, man, if you look at those ESPN special team stats, nothing to write home about from either team.
Yeah, again, it's hard to say. You got to take into account Furman, Middle Tennessee, Georgia Southern. Those are all already factored into the cake.
I said Brian Kelly would do better.
We had Oklahoma State in our little group of non-SEC schools. They've got Wake Forest, Georgia Southern, Middle Tennessee State, and Furman. There's a difference there.
It sucks that Oklahoma State sucks ass now because that loss looks so much worse than, you know what I mean? I think
it does, but legitimately their offense was solid, and they had a potential Heisman candidate on the field.
I think he got kicked off the
it's
field last week also for like yelling at the other team. Something crazy happened with him last week. I seen it on Twitter or X or whatever.
I'm just saying there's a difference in putting up 76-0 against Furman and 52-3 against Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah. No, that's true.
You know.
They're definitely, I think Ole Miss is backloaded too. I just think both quarterbacks in this game are difference makers. If Taylor is on, which he's been peaking, or hopefully he's, you know, in the process of peaking out because he's picking it up every week and his numbers are showing it.
Yeah, the difference between Jackson Dart and Taylor Green is Jackson Dart's been consistent all season long. I went back and looked at his stats.
Well, what is it?
250,
Well, I guess I can't say it's
every game.
Yeah.
Every single game, he's consistent, where Taylor has had really good games and really bad games. And he's inconsistent, so that's one thing to look at. But he is peaking. Like the last 4 weeks have improved every week, and that probably speaks not just to Taylor, but also to the offensive line play.
Yeah.
Which is a good signal for Arkansas. Also makes this game hard to call. End of the day, though, I hate to say it.
Before you say that, real quick, I got one more thing. Trey Harris.
Are you going to make me change my pick right here?
I might. Trey Harris is listed as questionable as of today. Trey Harris is their starting running back. I want to say he has the most touchdowns in the SEC right now for running backs. He's likely a game time decision. Dude, that guy's not going to be at full speed. So how much does their offense hinge off of creating a running game to fuel their passing game? You know what I mean? Is he just going to go out there and just pass the damn ball? Trey Harris. Ole Miss is running back.
Henry Parrish?
No, I said Trey Harris. Trey Harris. Treharris. I'm looking it up.
Henry Parrish, 120 carries, 656 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Bro, what?
Bro, yep.
Oh, it's a wide receiver. Never mind. Okay, all right.
Yeah, Trey Harris,
Withdrawn.
wide receiver, yes.
Okay, he's a wide receiver.
But hey, that's their number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
And it's by far, like, he's double the next guy in catches. So if they're the number one pass and their number one receiver's gone, that does help Arkansas's chances, but not enough.
No, I don't think so, because I think they can.
I still think Ole Miss wins.
Yeah, I think they can throw it around all the way. You think it'll be a shootout, or you think it'll be a defensive game? Like for it to even be an interesting game.
For Arkansas to keep it interesting, it has to be a defensive game.
Yeah, I think so too. Our defense needs to come out.
If it's a shootout, we get beat.
And not do whatever the hell they did last week, because Mississippi State was moving it around, man.
Yeah. If it becomes a defensive battle, we get beat.
And it's daytime. I mean, that's what sucks. It's 11 a.m.
I
kickoff.
apologize. I just misspoke. If it is a shootout, we get beat. I don't think we can.
You don't think we got the firepower?
Consistently keep up without Jaquin Jackson. I know you're high on Braylon, but I'm not.
You're just mad at Braylon. That's all.
I don't think we consistently keep up with them. I think we can have a good game, but it won't be for us to stay in the game. Our defense has to make this a defensive battle.
Well, you and your Ole Miss love, my God, man. You know where I'm at, dog. You know where I'm at. It's happening. I got the Hogs 34-31. It's happening, bro. No, because you know what? I'll call it. I'll call it like I see it.
I'll say Ole Miss 34-21.
Ooh. See, I got Pittman redeeming himself right now. We're gonna win one of those one-score games.
And the spread is only 7.
I know. Yeah. And if we weren't at home, it would be like 10, or 12 or something crazy. So I wish this game was at night because I'd feel even better about it. Unless the crazy Razorback fans get out real early, like start at like 5 a.m. and just get trashed by 11. We'll see.
Let's check something real quick.
Oh, the other thing, there is one more variable to this.
Something that might matter. Here's something that might matter.
Are you checking the weather?
Saturday.
It's supposed to rain like shit.
Chance of rain.
Mm-hmm. How many percent?
89% chance of rain.
That's going to slow that passing down real damn quick. So what if it's okay? All right. What if it's a muddy ass, dirty? You remember when we played Alabama with Brett Bielema was the coach, 13-14 loss to them? What if we have a game like that, bro? I trust our running backs more than I trust theirs. Just saying.
You don't trust the number 4 rushing offense in the SEC?
Nah. Man, come on. You know I'm a homer,
such a
dude.
homer.
Hell yeah,
You're such a
I am.
homer.
Hell yeah. It's okay, man.
All the rain does is change the score for me. 24-21.
What a dick.
Ole Miss still wins.
You know what? I don't like it. I don't like it, Tim. Quit being all realistic and shit. I don't know, man. I just keep waiting on. I'm just gonna wait on Arkansas to keep shoot themselves in the foot, and then I'm gonna be like, we were close.
Don't mistake that I want Arkansas to lose. I don't.
You just
want them
think
to
they
win.
will. You just want your record to be good. I got you.
But I don't think they're gonna win. But I want them to so bad. Nobody knows how bad I want us to be good. Everybody just hears me say Arkansas is gonna lose this week, and they're like, "Oh, he hates Arkansas." No, I don't. I don't hate them. I just don't think they're there yet.
I want to see another year in this offense because, man, if we can just stick with what we got and maybe even bring in some even better players, dude. Because next year we do lose Armstrong, it's going to be intriguing. If he can get some crazy shit going in the portal, I think it could be really good. Some real stout wide receivers, some more additional linemen, offensive, defensive linemen. Some stout cornerbacks. No offense to ours either, because they're hanging in there, but some of these games, you're just like, what the hell are you guys doing? Last game, even in the Mississippi State game, LSU threw so many damn bubble screens on us that they had Landon Jackson bound, looking like in the position almost of a cornerback. He was off of the line, if you look. So it was weird, dude. They just need to adjust it. I've heard they're going back to their base defense they started with at the front of the season. So we'll see what the hell happens.
Well, I am excited to see the game. I hope that we do really well.
I hope it's a dirty, nasty, fucked up game.
I hope the rain forces a lot of fumbles and our defense plays they're out of their minds.
That'd be awesome.
I
like it, man. So. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in for real. Ty for commenting all those ones he was trying to pop me up the whole time. I guess that's what I get for doing that to him on his show so much. Everybody take a minute, like and subscribe. Follow our channel. Follow us across all social media platforms at X the Comments. We actually will follow you back, turns out. You got anything else, buddy?
I don't. Not today.
All right. Woo damn pig. Hogs by 90. What's up?
Hogs by 90. I hope.